If there's one thing you probably know about me, it's that I love Capcom's Ghosts N Goblins series. In fact, I love it so much that I was literally on GamePro TV back in the day throwing out pro tips for Ghouls N Ghosts. And the truth is, I also love the spin-offs, including the PlayStation 2 series starring Maximo. And because I love the series so much, I think it's about time that we finally break beyond the 64-bit barrier for the first of 2 episodes chronicling the journey of this long-forgotten hero. Turn back now if you don't want to know what happens next, because today we're going to spoil the story and ending for Maximo Ghosts to Glory on the PlayStation 2. This is Game Over, the Next Generation. Alright, let's just get one thing out of the way right at the very start. No, Maximo is not the sequel to Ghosts N Goblins. So if you're looking for more Sir Arthurs, well, his adventures continued on the Wonder Swan, PSP, and apparently iOS devices. What we have here is a spin-off that stars a new hero saving a different princess that just so happens to be set in the same nightmarish world from all of those old games. And that's not the only change, because this was the first game to drag the Ghouls N Ghosts verse into the 3D era. It also has a number of fun cinemas with the kind of cheesy acting that you can't help but love, as you'll see right now as we meet Maximo, his girlfriend Sophia, and the evil King Achilles.
Sophia!
Maximo! Achilles, you told me Maximo—
Silence!
That's enough, Achilles!
You little fool! I control your kingdom now, as I control the power of the underworld.
Sophia!
Behold, my dark power!
What? Not afraid of death?
There are worse things than death.
True, true. Things like that. Huh? Do ya? Do you know what that is? Achilles' drill made that hole. He frees my spirits. He frees my spirits, and he raises my dead for his army.
What's in it for me?
So, I'll return you to the mortal world.
How can I trust you?
How can you not trust his face, huh? Here, as proof of our contract, as long as you have this, I'll keep you alive. You must find the Sorceress's Council. They will help you.
Why are you helping me?
If there's no more dead, then I'm out of a job. Now go! Good luck, Maximo!
I mean, he makes a great point. What is the Grim Reaper gonna do if all the dead people are gone? This sets up a simple yet fun adventure where we travel around the world searching for the 4 members of the Sorceress Council, who apparently will guide Maximo to King Achilles' castle and help him save Sophia. Unfortunately, this means that our hero will need to fight a bunch of tough bosses in order to free their souls. Starting with this Frankenstein's monster lookalike at Tomb Tower. It's here where we're introduced to Lenore, the first sorceress, who lets us save and even gives us a kiss. However, meanwhile, here's what's happening over at King Achilles' castle.
General! Your orders were to kill Maximo, so here is your reward.
I'm alive!
Guards,
Yes, my lord!
take the general away and torture him until he dies. Maximo, your fate will not be so pleasant.
Yeah, okay, so King Achilles is kind of a dick. I think that much is clear. But before Maximo can get his revenge for abducting Sophia, he's first gonna need to hold his nose while crossing the watery grave. This swampy hole is home to the magic tree in Voodoo Village, as well as Boker Labus, the voodoo master himself. Thankfully, Maximo is able to break the spell and save the second sorceress, Mamba Marie, who points our hero to the chilly region known as the Frozen Waters. This is the harshest test yet, but mostly because there's snow everywhere and Maximo spends at least half of his time wearing nothing but boxer shorts. It sort of looks like the ice has frozen everything in place, including a few recognizable enemies and even an entire boat. Our hero climbs the icy cliff and fights through the dark caves in order to find Captain Cadaver, who's been resting deep underneath the frozen water just looking for a fight. The good news is that we're able to rescue Aurora Lee from the captain's clutches. Unfortunately, the bad news is, well, maybe we should just go ahead and watch the cinema.
We cannot defeat Achilles without Stephanie.
Looking for someone?
Stephanie!
Release her!
And hand over the key to my own...
Achilles!
Hey, Maximo! Okay, who died? Your friend's soul has been sent to the underworld. You're going to have to find her. This may sting a bit.
Let's do it.
Hi! Give him hell, kid!
Yeah, Maximo's gonna need to go to the bad place if he wants to save Stephanie, the final member of the Sorceress Council. You know, it's a lot like every single God of War game. What isn't like God of War is the boss, Lord Glutterscum. He's a big, fat demon character who blows fire and spits acid rocks. He's massive and slow, which means Maximo can run around him and exorcise the demon. This frees Stephanie's soul, which finally allows our hero to enter the castle and take out the evil King Achilles. Now, we have a couple of jobs to do in this castle. While a lot of the talk has been about taking on King Achilles, our hero is also going to need to stop the Great Drill from ruining the Grim Reaper's day. This involves exploring corridors and dodging traps until he finds the right door that'll take him to this cinema scene.
Beautiful, isn't it? All those souls, all that power, it's all mine!
I won't let it happen.
Oh, I already have.
Yeah, Achilles is laughing for a reason. He has somehow harnessed the power to turn himself into a giant Yeti monster. That's bad, but it's not the end of the world. As it turns out, the transformation only lasts so long, so Maximo times his attacks and slays the evil king. At long last, I can finally say this is what happens next.
My dear Maximo.
Sophia.
I feared you were dead. What happened to Achilles?
Gone.
Excellent. My plans are nearly complete. Finally, his power transfers to me. And now, the only thing left is to devour you.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, there's a trick ending. With Achille out of the way, the lovely Sophia steals the power and becomes the Demon Queen. This makes way to a tense and kinda terrifying battle with a boss who likes to hide in the shadows. But with the lightning storm providing brief moments of illumination, Maximo is able to kill the woman he once loved. And this is what happens next. For real this time.
Well, buddy, I owe you one. You saved the day and won back both our kingdoms. What's the matter, buddy? Aren't you happy?
Why should I be? My kingdom is in ruins. And Sophia? Dear God, Sophia.
What, this dead thing?
What's happened?
This was just some demon who was manipulating Achille. Hey, I know when someone is dead. And Sophia's alive.
My king, we will rebuild your kingdom and await your return.
Grim? You will search for her with me.
What's...
Hey, you did say you owe me one. Right, buddy?
Okay, Maximo.
Go after her, Maximo.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
That's right, Maximo leaves us with a cliffhanger ending. How about that? We couldn't just save the princess and live happily ever after, because for whatever reason, this franchise always needs to twist the knife. Look, although it's a little unsatisfying, I'll take this over what we got in Ghosts and Goblins and those Ghouls N Ghosts games. As you'll recall from the episode where we covered the original trilogy, pretty much all of Sir Arthur's adventures end with him being told to replay the entire game for the second time to really save the princess. Ugh, I hate that. So it's nice to see them do a better job of weaving the twists and turns into the actual story. The good news is that our hero's search for the real Sophia continues in Maximo vs. Army of Zin, the 2004 sequel that also acts as the series' final chapter. We'll get to that explosive finale in a future episode. But let's not gloss over this ending too quickly. While Maximo may not have saved the woman of his dreams, we shouldn't overlook the fact that he rescued all 4 members of the Sorceress Council. I mean, he literally goes to hell for one of them. Sure, his kingdom may be in ruin, but he conquered evil and saved a bunch of women. I don't know, that's a win in my books. And what's great about this ending is that it leaves Maximo in an interesting place for the sequel. That's real character development, which is something we never got from Sir Arthur. And that's just one of the reasons why I love Maximo. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Game Over, The Next Generation. If you liked what you saw here, then you should know that we post new episodes almost every Monday. Now here's the question I have for you. What is your favorite Ghosts N Goblins verse game? Are you a fan of the old school titles? Maybe the Gargoyles Quest series? Or perhaps you're partial to Maximo? Now, let me see your picks in the comments below. In other news, we'll be back tomorrow with a review of Jessica, followed by a week filled with PlayStation goodness just in time for the big anniversary. If that sounds good to you, then I strongly recommend you click that subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then.